What's up, Tenor Nimoy?
What's up, pizza girl?
Pizza girl. Listen, I did that thing where you run your house completely out of food because you're going away for the weekend. And then I was too tired to order food yesterday or get groceries. And then I went through today all day dealing with shit and didn't eat again or order any food. So I got pizza a second ago and it took so fucking long to get here.
The world. Oh my gosh, the world.
Oh, first world problems. Oh my God. I know. But my pizza was so late that they emailed me a free pizza. They were like, we screwed up. Here's a free pizza. So that's sick.
See, that worked out.
I know it did work out.
Me, I didn't know what I wanted to eat. This is the beginning of the podcast. This is Food Talk with John and Jessica.
Either you get food or you get landscaping. That's all.
So I decided to go kind of cheap and just get a couple baked potatoes and 8 cheesy biscuits from Red Lobster.
Dang, I want that.
And they did not give me the correct order. Even though my name was on the order, they left a bag of food and it was not what I ordered.
What was it?
3 baked potatoes, 16 cheesy biscuits, and a kid's macaroni and cheese.
Bro. You hit the lottery. We're like, this is everything we have left. Just give it to that guy. He's nice.
It was late. It feels like that one of the kitchen staff was like, we just got to get rid of this stuff.
Hell yeah.
So guess what I'm eating for the rest of the week for dinner?
Starch.
Cheesy biscuits.
All the starch. Starch, carbs. Tenny's carb loading. Both of us are, I'm eating pizza and you're carb loading. We're just going to be fed as all fuck it, Michigan Paracon.
That's not true. I've actually been eating really well lately.
I know. This was my last day of eating like shit. Then I'm going to eat good until Paracon so I don't look bloated.
I have a lot of watermelon. I have a lot of pineapple. And I have lots of salad.
Okay, we got to stop. This is too many minutes on the food talks.
It's like 3.
Oh, that's too many. Everybody, listen, everybody eats. Hashtag everybody eats. Boring. Anyway, we were away at the weekend, both doing different paranormal events without each other, just fucking taking over the universe, just being smart and cool in 2 different places. I didn't know how to.
Wait a minute. Which of us was being smart and which of us was being cool?
I don't know. Just Toad only. We were being dead worms. Toad was holding it down though.
So you were at Midwest BooFest.
Yes, I did Midwest BooFest. It was the first year of this event. It was amazing. The vibes were incredible. It was like bigger than I thought it would be. There were so many vendors and so many awesome talks and so many good friends. Yeah, it was sick. Also, I didn't realize, I'm skipping ahead, but I didn't realize the day I did my talk, which was kind of a big deal because I've done talks with you and I did Michigan Paracon last year, but it was with guests. This was pretty much my first lecture by myself. So that's kind of special. So anyway, I didn't realize till I got home the next day that I lectured on Fritz's birthday.
Oh, that's why you were empowered.
I got the baby hippo vibes all the way from Cincinnati to, well, that's really close. Cincinnati to Louisville. He just popped them right over. But anyway, yeah, it was super great. And everybody was really nice. And I think I did a good job. All my feedback was really good. And I hope you're proud of me.
I am always proud of you when you venture off into new unexplored vistas and you conquer them and succeed.
Oh, thanks, man.
It always makes me happy.
See, that's why I called you Tenor Nimoy at the beginning of this. Then you just said some shit like that.
It makes me very proud. And then it also makes me very happy that one day I can just stay at home and never have to do events again, and you can just do them all by yourself.
Yeah, you can retire and I'll just regurgitate all the stuff that you say and then add some more of my own stuff.
Well, you'll give your version of a synopsis of my lecture, which will take as long as my lecture.
I already try and retell your stories to strangers sometimes, and they come out really bad.
I was at Strange Escapes at Belvoir Winery, and it was very fun, very great, lots of friends. For whatever reason, Amy told me the day that I got there that I was going to do 2 lectures instead of 1, so I got to do 2 lectures, one on Saturday, one on Sunday.
Dang.
And for me, the investigations, we all go up to the cemetery, and it's hard to investigate the cemetery because it's outside, lots of noise contamination. There's a neighborhood right behind it. So basically, we just sit around and tell scary stories in the dark. And there were so many people who were like, it was super nice night. And so we were just like laying on the ground, looking at the stars, watching falling stars. And there were so many people who was like, it was so nice to just chill out and relax and be with everybody. And like, we didn't have to worry about anything. And we were just all together, like being quiet and weird.
That's so cute.
It was very cute.
Your talks were good. Your lectures were good.
Yeah, it's always funny because I never know what I'm going to talk about. And so when Amy was like, "What's your lecture's going to be called?" I don't remember. The first one was called "Making Friends with the Strange." That was Saturday. And then she told me I'd have to do a second one, and I called it "Ass Kickers of the Fantastic."
Dang.
So it was fun. There were lots of wine slushies, met lots of new people, saw lots of old friends and Pates. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I did the thing that you always do, because like we do a lot of these events and some don't ask, but some do. Like you just said, like, oh, what's your presentation going to be called, just so I can put it on the schedule or do whatever. And you're always like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not giving you a title. Just write down whatever. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So just put whatever. And then the same thing happened to me. They came at me a couple weeks ago and they were like, what's your lecture for BooFest called? I'm like, I got just infused with your energy. I was like, I don't know. Just talk about weird shit out of my mouth. I don't even know what I'm going to say yet. Just write whatever. But we ended up writing Jessica's World of Weird. So that's all it was called. That's it. And then you just find out what I'm going to talk about. Nobody knows.
That's the way to do it.
Exactly. I can't plan. I mean, I planned a little, but I'm glad everything came out of my mouth in the right order. And it like made sense and it like flowed in the right order and everything was good. Like I wrote down bullet points, but in no way did I like write down everything I was going to fucking say. It was just like I looked down and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I just talked. So
yeah, you're like stand-up comedians will bring index cards with them.
Yeah.
And they don't write jokes down on them. They'll write like child's menu grilled cheese sandwich. And then that leads them into a riff that's 20 minutes long.
Literally, that's exactly what I did. There was like 6 bullet points and I just talked when I looked at it. It's better that way.
Yes, it is better that way. I have seen over the past 35 years so many lecturers who not only are they doing the same lecture for like 30 fucking years, but they're using like the same PowerPoint for 30 years. And then their PowerPoint will break and they can't do their lecture.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you even have stories you can tell? Like if your PowerPoint breaks, just don't like, well, I can't do it. Have a good day. Bye. Like at least do a Q&A or talk about something.
That literally leads into what I was the exact thing I was just going to bring up is I realized like on my way home, like literally driving on the way home, I realized that, how your lectures are and how I guess mine are now, you know what I mean? Now that I've started doing them, like, and it may, see, I'm not even telling this in the right way, but anyway, nope. But so what I realized is like the experiencers that you tell me about and like the zine you just came out with and like the, here comes the something. Here comes a fucking ambulance. This is a really good story. I swear I'm going somewhere. Anyway, all the older paranormal and UFO stories, it's always their story. And when you tell me, or like I read old articles about them speaking at events, they stand up there. They're not like telling research about other people. They're not like, oh, here's the history of a haunted location. They're like, here's what happened to me. This crazy thing happened to me. And then at the end, that's the end. And I'm realizing like, yo, you don't make that connection with people and they don't feel like drawn to you and like they know you. If you're not, you have to go up there and talk about your own shit. It's so important. And then I don't know, I just think it goes better. And that's, I don't know, it's more endearing.
Yeah, you have to, if like collegiate and scholarly lecturers who just regurgitate kind of facts and figures is one thing, right? But in the fields that we're interested in, people are there because they've had a personal experience.
Yeah.
And so to connect with them, like in my lectures, I do give out a lot of facts and figures, but then I stop and I literally would say, okay, now a ghost story. And I'll tell like one of my stories because I have them too.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do. We're here to share our stories with each other.
Yeah. So that's like obviously what my lecture was, just like saying weird stuff that's happened to me or weird theories that I have myself that like aren't other people's theories.
Yeah. And give away presents.
And give away prizes. Yeah, I did do prizes. Anytime I ever do a lecture or we do a WooPod lecture, I like have to give away prizes. It's like my thing.
So that was our very busy weekend.
I feel like I had one more point to make and I just lost my train of thought. Hang on. Let me see if I can get it back. So yeah, so kind of on that same thing that we were just saying too, I realized that like, let's say you don't have, that's not to say that you have had to have all of your own paranormal experiences to lecture at events, but here's another way I think people could go, which is that you're already in the weird field. Let's say you have a show or you have a podcast or you're like a paranormal artist, who knows what you are. So maybe you don't have that many experience stories, but you could just get up there and talk about your regular life. You could tell regular story. They don't have to, you don't have to go up there and like show off some crazy library of crazy things that happen to you. You can just be like, hey, tell any stories just to get people to like know you.
Yes, on Sunday when I was doing my Ass Kickers of the Fantastic lecture,
Yeah.
I told a story about how I broke up with a woman.
Yeah, exactly. See? They already know you're spooky. You don't have to jerk off with the fucking spookiness in every story. You can just say a regular story.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just oversharers, really, is what this comes down to.
We like to talk to people, and it's easier for people to talk to each other when someone initiates openness.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I understand people who are very introverted or don't want to speak, but like, I did an event probably 10 years ago, and afterwards I was sitting with a husband and a wife, and the husband was very extroverted and the wife was very introverted, and I was talking to him, and like, just because I felt that she was an introverted person.
Mm-hmm.
And so like once or twice I would say like, do you have any thoughts on that? She would say no. And I'd say, okay. And so like she shut them down really quick. So I understood she didn't want to talk. And then at the end of the event, she came up to me and she said, you don't know how much I appreciate you not making me talk. I didn't want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all she said to me, and then like hugged me and walked away.
Yeah. But then, yeah, some people I'm sure would have appreciated if you were like, oh yeah, I never get to talk. So I'm glad that you like made that moment for me. Like either way.
Yeah.
But anyway, did any spooky stuff happen on your trip or just pretty much normal hanging out?
The only thing that really was weird that happened was Amy and I did like a live Facebook stream, and we were in the basement, and this guy came downstairs, like the guy who mows the lawn, and he asked us if we needed anything, and we said no, and then he walked into like the garage where the machines are for mowing the lawn, and then Amy got up and she was like, that was kind of weird because no one's supposed to be down here, and she walked over there and he wasn't in that room, and there's no way out of that room.
What the fuck?
So like we were calling, because he was wearing just like a maroon shirt and khaki shorts, so we kept calling him like Casper the Khaki Ghost. It was literally like the guy who mows lawns, but he somehow got into the basement and out of the basement without us seeing how he did it. It was very strange, and it fucked me up all weekend because it happened the day that I got there.
Maybe it was a time slip. Maybe that's just what he does all the time, and then he wasn't really there.
I could have had travel brain.
Okay, you both on though.
Yeah, it was weird.
That is weird. I like it. But speaking of, because I'm gonna bring it up because we talked about it briefly on here before. Fucking brainworms, RFK Jr. in the last few days came out with a story that he killed a baby bear and threw it in Central Park.
He didn't kill it.
Well, who killed it?
He was driving, and the woman in the car in front of him hit and killed the bear.
Why did he put it in Central Park?
So he picked it up because in New York, you're allowed to process and harvest roadkill.
Gross.
So he was like, I'm going to take this home and eat it.
Gross.
And then he put it in his car, but then he had like a dinner date. So he went to downtown New York, had dinner with his friends, and then the bear had been in his van for like 12 hours, and he realized he couldn't eat it anymore because it was like rotting. And at the time in New York, people were like being attacked on their bicycles in Central Park. So he thought it would be funny to put the dead bear on a bicycle and leave it in Central Park.
That's psychotic. First of all, that on its own is psychotic. Second of all, he took a picture with it, and the picture went around the internet the last few days. And then I saw this tweet that said, how is eating a dog the second worst RFK Jr. animal story?
It's insane.
What a freak, dude.
It's wild. It's wild that we went from like, we choose to do this in this decade, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, to I'm going to put that dead bear on a bicycle and leave it in a park.
Literally. And when I regurgitate the story, it's going to be to Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic. Foretell that one, Nostradamus. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
We live in wild times.
I know. And it's like 10 of these a day. And then we're just supposed to like go about our lives like we didn't read the craziest shit we've ever read in our life every day. Exhausting. This goes back to something that we talked about on here before too, when you said that you went in the woods and ran around naked, and then I said we should have a Patreon tier of you naked, and then people in the Patreon were like, I would pay extra for this tier, I would pay extra for this tier. And then, okay, so you guys are, if you're not a Patreon, our Patreon tiers are like garbage can, dumpster,
Whoreface.
but they're mostly about garbage. And Jesus, another ambulance. So somebody said this would be the Junkyard tier, and I'm like, oh shit, double entendre.
The Junkyard.
The Junkyard being the biggest tier we have, and your junk. I was like, perfect. So, think about that.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
It's a one-time tier. You get 2 photographs.
Oh my God. You're really thinking about
and
it.
it's $2,000.
I'm going to watch my DM box now. Well, somebody else suggested too that we do like this podcast as a video for our highest Patreon tier, but I don't know about that one yet.
Yes.
That's a lot. We already do a lot. We're already spread pretty thin, so we don't have a staff. We literally don't have to listen, you guys. I'm sure we've said this before. We have no one. It's me and Tenney. We do everything. Nobody helps us edit. Nobody helps us post shit. Nobody helps us produce. Nobody helps us it's just us. It's literally just us. So
want to make a graphic? I'll do it. Want to make a t-shirt? I'll do it. Want to find a printer? Jessica will do it.
Yeah. Nope. Want to set up like 3 events at the same time? I'll do it. Fucking do all of our socials. I'll do it. Now I'm on the Patreon advisory board. Fucking, I have too much.
You do have too much.
I know, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Movie time. I saw Deadpool Wolverine.
I know. I put it in here in case you forgot, but obviously you forget.
I did not forget.
I've heard it's really good. Oh boy, you're gonna say the funnest movie of the year wasn't for you here.
I think people will be surprised by what I have to say here. Deadpool Wolverine is for me.
Oh. Dang, I wish I saw it already so I could. Well, firstly, this is a thing that happened. Katie was like, said that she was going to see it. And I sent her a Marco Polo and was like, I don't know how to explain this because I have never felt one way or the other about this man. But the screenshots I've seen and the little clips I've seen looks like Hugh Jackman's never been fucking hotter in his entire life. And then she saw it and she hadn't watched my Marco yet. And then I'm getting text for her and she's like, you're not even going to understand how fucking hot Hugh Jackman is in this movie. And I was like, I know. I literally said that. I'm like, you watch my Marco. So now you have to weigh in on that.
There is a setup. I mean, the movie is because you see all the different like multiverse Wolverines. I'm not trying to spoil stuff.
Yeah, don't spoil anything.
No.
I know there's a lot of cameos and I don't want to know about them because then it ruins it.
Yes, and I won't talk about that. What I'll talk about is there's kind of a small running joke that Wolverine / Hugh Jackman is out of shape, like he's been Wolverine for too long, and that's why his costume fits the way it fits. Like maybe he's gotten a little fat. So that's kind of a running joke throughout the movie. And then at the end of the movie, like the shirt comes off, and I still don't know if they used computers to do it.
No, I don't think so.
Because I was like, holy fuck.
I've seen still photos where he's like, his abs are just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Gotta see it. The movie's breaking, like, it's being one of the most best-selling movies that's ever been made. It beat Passion of the Christ for the best-selling R-rated movie of all time.
Oh my God, that fucking movie.
I know, I haven't said those words in a long time.
Hugh Jackman, for me, has always been one of, I feel like, is in our wheelhouse because I don't feel like he's handsome because he's kind of weird looking, but that's what makes him handsome.
Listen, first Julia Roberts and now Hugh Jackman are just not attractive people to you. Are you broken?
No, the reason they're attractive to me because I don't think that they are traditionally attractive.
They literally both are. I don't know what you think is conventionally attractive.
That is a good question. I'll have to think about that.
I know, wild times out here. Well, I'll talk about one movie that you probably haven't seen yet too, and then we'll end with a movie that we both saw.
Okay, but I will tell you, Deadpool Wolverine, very fun. If you've seen clips and stuff, this isn't a spoiler. Very fun dog in the movie.
Yeah, dog pool.
Dog pool, very good, very special part of that movie. Really, really enjoyable.
Nice. Katie said it was too long. Do you think it was too long?
You know, they could have trimmed maybe 15 minutes out of it.
Yeah, I know because you said you were going to see it, and I looked at the running time. I'm like, I'm not going.
Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes they could have cut out.
If it was shorter, I would have went, but whatever. It'll be on streaming soon. It's fine. But I'm glad you liked it. And obviously, since it's selling so good, they're going to probably make 2, 3, 4 more. They said also, I saw people online talking about how this is cool because this is like an R-rated, like crazy movie, and like it could get the Marvel movies back to being like R-rated and fun and not just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I don't know if you know this, speaking of like people and whatever, but you know that Pedro Pascal is in the Marvel's film universe coming up.
Yeah, with the guy from The Bear.
Yes, they are doing the Fantastic Four.
I know. I'll watch it, I guess. No, I won't. I don't know why I said that. I was just trying to be excited with you, but I cannot fake it.
I know you don't like the superhero.
Even Florence Pugh is going to be somebody soon too, right? And I'm not going to watch that shit either. And I love her.
Who?
Florence Pugh is going to be somebody.
Oh yeah, she's already somebody in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, see, I can't watch that shit. I'm not doing it. But...
Yeah, that's a bad movie though.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't watch it. But anyway, I watched A Quiet Place Day 1 with Lupita Nyong'o by the director of Pig, which is like one of the best Nicolas Cage movies. It's very beautiful, very sad. But anyway, it was fine.
Cat heavy.
Dude, that's literally my Letterboxd review. All it says is borderline unwatchable for a pet owner. I couldn't breathe for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But it was beautiful. It was good. I'm not mad. I watched it. It was fine. What do I think it was the best of the franchise? No. I still think the first one is the best one, but it was different. At least I at least like that, you're not gonna make 3 of the same movie. It was different. So
you don't have to see any of Jim from The Office in it, do you?
No, he's not in it.
Okay, good.
No. This is like before it got to them. This is where it started.
Gotcha.
I've been reading, this doesn't have anything to do, well, I guess it does have to do with what we're talking about, but I feel like it's a different direction any fucking way. I've been reading online that he's not a very nice person and that it's like a Hollywood like kind of open secret that he kind of sucks, and it like has really bummed me out because I thought he was cool. Not sucks in a mega way, it just sucks that he's not very nice.
Yes, I've heard that as well about him. I don't know who it was, but it was a podcast I was listening to, and some comedian had like an interaction with him, and like it's okay, so like we meet people all the time who we've only ever known them through Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is this comedian was on set filming something with him, and he like food services or something came in, and the comedian turned around and said like, Jim, do you want any of this? Thinking he was Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
And like they had just met, you know what I mean? So it was kind
also, like John Krasinski, John Jim, is not that big of a slip of the tongue. It's not like they called him fucking Frank.
Right. And I guess he wasn't very happy with, he was like, my name is John, and then didn't talk to him for the rest of the time they were filming.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I feel like there's like these stories like leaking out that he's like kind of a dick.
Yeah. Who's he married to?
Emily Blunt, the one from Quiet Place movies.
Oh, right. That's too bad. She seems nice.
And she's in The Fall Guy.
Yeah. She should be with one of the Ryans.
Yeah, her and Ryan Gosling were so fucking cute in that movie. They should definitely be together, but he's with Eva Mendes, so.
Well, good on him for that.
No, true. Fucking Babe Town. Okay, and then the last movie that we both got to watch early that we're so excited about.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah. It's called Haunted Ulster Live, a UK horror movie. Kind of found footage, I guess. Ghost Watch vibes. Also reminded me of the UK show Most Haunted. Do you want me to keep going?
If you want to.
It's being put out by Bloody Disgusting and Screambox. It's good. It's like supposed to be like the 90s, and it's filmed all 90s, and there's 90s graphics on the screen. And I considered it like a more comedy than straightforward. Like I feel like Ghostwatch was straightforward. This was like a comedy version of Ghostwatch.
Yeah, I feel like this, when Late Night with the Devil came out, everybody was saying like that's the spiritual successor to Ghostwatch. Yeah. This is the spiritual successor to Ghostwatch. This is an updated version of Ghostwatch, but like you said, it's more silly.
Yeah. But then it does like get kind of scary at the end. It kind of ramps up, which I like. It does have like a goofier tone.
Yeah, I was very pleased. I had an inkling of something in the film, but I thought it was so wild that there's no way it was going to be as wild as I thought. And so I was happy with that.
Yeah, it's like if you've never seen Ghostwatch, and you obviously haven't seen this yet, you guys, it's like a live television broadcast of a haunted house in England where they're having problems, and then they have people come and look at it, but they're like filming it all, and then you're supposed to believe it's like on live TV. So there's like reporters, there's people outside, that's like a spectacle, and then obviously stuff starts going crazy. I considered it like the Shaun of the Dead of paranormal movies.
I think it's in Ireland.
Oh, I think you're right. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, Ireland. You're right. You're right. Yeah, because people were calling it Irish Ghostwatch. But I think it's a UK horror. Well, never mind.
You're going to start fights between people on here.
I know I don't know anything. It's what it comes down to. I'm bad at geography. I'm doing my best. Anyway, another thing that I noticed was I have this in my fucking notes, and it literally says Belfast right now in my notes. I've had a long life. Anyway, so it says it was in Belfast in the movie, and then two of the characters are named Jack and Rose. I'm like, did they put a Titanic reference in this movie because of Belfast? And if it's a coincidence and they didn't do that on purpose, that would be crazy. But I noticed it because I'm a freak.
Can I tell you one of the things that I appreciated in the movie a lot was, as someone who has worked in quote unquote reality television, there's a lot that happens in that film that happens when you're filming a reality show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys, it has like so much spooky stuff that like we talk about. It has like standing stones, it has time slips, it has like references to cute paranormal stuff that don't get talked about that often. So I was jazzed.
Yeah, I liked it. And I watched it alone at night and got a little creeped out.
I know. That's what I was trying to say. Like, yeah, it kind of starts silly, but then it gets kind of scary. So it's going on my best four of 2024 list.
That list is huge.
It's getting really long. I know. I don't have a choice. And then here's a way you guys can watch it. So there's a thing called Popcorn Frights Film Fest that goes, I think, from August 8th to the 18th. And this movie, Haunted Ulster Live, premieres on that fest virtually on Friday, August 16th. And you can watch it from home for $12.50. That's it. So you go to popcornfrights.com and then I think they're aiming for a VOD release where you could rent it from home for August 8th.
Can I just tell you that you explaining how to watch it was more confusing than how you explained the movie.
That's not true. I'm doing good. Anyway. So it hits VOD on October 8th is the date right now. I'm sure that could change, but that's the date they're looking at right now. So anyway, if you watch it on Popcorn Frights Virtual Film Fest on August 16th, you're seeing it almost 2 months early before anybody you know.
Getting ahead of the curve.
Getting ahead of the curve. So you guys should see it. It's really, really good. I will watch it probably every Halloween. It has big Halloween energy. It's really good. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes long, which too is like chef's kiss. Perfect. And also it should be said that in this year, I don't know how many movies I've asked you to watch, or not that many. Okay, I watch a million and I only really look at you and be like, yo, you have to sit down and watch this one. I think I've only done that with like 3 movies this year, and this was one of them, and you actually watched it and you really liked it.
Yes, that is true.
And you liked Monolith.
I did, very much.
I know, me too.
Good call, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I know what you'll like. I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm not trying to waste anybody's time.
You're not trying to break into my watching Columbo time?
I know how important that is to you, so I'm not going to waste your time with a brand new movie that...
You gotta find a little bit of joy, and it's Columbo.
I ate so much pizza before this, I can barely breathe, and it's just really, really...
How many of the 8 cheesy biscuits do you think I ate?
All of them.
I did not eat all of them. I ate 4.
Dang, that's good.
But I also did eat a potato and the kids' macaroni and cheese.
Dang. Starch, carbs. Another funny thing that I wanted to tell you real fast that I don't think I got to tell you yet was I had a couple of tattoo clients on Friday, and I don't forget what, I think the girl asked me like what else I do, or like if I was at the tattoo studio every day, and I'm like, no, I have a podcast and it keeps me pretty busy, and I'm like, we talk about paranormal stuff and we do paranormal events and like stuff about Bigfoots and cryptids and whatever, and literally the second I stopped talking, she goes, do you believe in vampires? I was so happy. I'm like, that was the perfect follow-up question. And you can tell, listen, we talk about this at conventions and shit, how it's like people have been waiting to ask this shit out loud and not be judged their whole life. And as soon as I said it out loud and gave her that safe space, she was like, do you believe in vampires? And I was like, and I go, okay, do you mean like vampires like that have lived for hundreds of years and they need your blood to live? Or are we talking about like energy vampires that are like goth people who like drink their own blood and fuck their own house and it doesn't really do anything? And she's like probably that's more so what's going on. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I do want to believe in vampires though. If they're real, then that's sick, but it might just be like people hanging out doing weird shit.
Yeah, and I mean, you have the concept of psychic vampires, people who just steal your fucking energy. That's so funny.
I know, so cute. Oh, and then the second lady,
nobody ever asked that question about mummies.
They should.
I really thought when I got into all this 35 years ago there'd be more mummy investigations.
I know, seriously. Well, we can start. Okay, so anyway, so that day was sick because the client right after her, she was like telling me a sad story about like some of her relatives that have passed, and she said she's seen full body apparitions before, and then she told me this story about how she was sleeping at night in bed with her husband, and like her son is passed, and she saw him in the room at night, and she said that he was saying stuff to her, like she's like, he said this and he said this, and then my husband was kind of stirring, and I'm like, did he hear anything? And she goes, no, he talked to me in my head. head. And I was like, oh, fully know exactly what you're talking about. And then she just kept talking. And I'm like, I feel like this is the first time she's ever told somebody in her life that she talked to her passed over son in her head. And the person telling that she was telling did not judge her for 1 second. Like I automatically knew what she was talking about. And like it had to be, I feel like it was probably like a weight off for her, like, oh, she actually like understands and like doesn't think I'm nuts.
Yeah, it's a really kind of, people might think I'm being hyperbolic about this, but it's a really beautiful moment when someone does say something out loud to someone else for the first time and they don't get judged for it or like thought to be crazy, something they've carried around for a long time. It's really amazing.
I know I have the best moments with my clients. Seriously, like getting tattooed is such an intimate thing, and I always have like these breakthrough moments or these like really like like seriously intimate and like emotional moments with my clients. And I'm like, always feel like so lucky. Like I left after both of those clients, and I'm like, I have the best job. Like everybody's so sick. So stoked.
I feel also like we kind of texting earlier, the past, I don't even know what it would be now. It's got to be almost like, I feel like everyone in the world, the past 10 years, like it's just been such a fucking roller coaster ride that like to have a moment of joy or a moment of reprieve or just to see something that's nice, your body is like, oh fuck, endorphins. Like this is fucking wonderful. I can still feel this way. I can still be happy. And then you get like crying emotions that come with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm popping off on fucking like soda pop commercials these days. Like I'm just doing tear bursts watching old episodes of like Small Wonder and Love Boat.
I know you've always been very emotional, but it's cute.
I am very emotional.
You have lots of feelings. And you're very empathetic.
I got very emotional this week, and my nephew went to Japan to start his teaching career in Japan. And I was at the event this weekend, and my sister was like sending pictures of him like walking away from her. And I was just like, oh my God, don't do this to me while I'm at an event, please.
And you tweeted a really cute picture of him getting ready to go for his teaching.
Yeah.
So cute.
If I would have never shown him Ultraman and Godzilla, who would know if he would be in Japan?
Who knows?
There's just these moments with, especially like being a childless cat man. Like my nephew is the extension, right? Like he's the way that my family travels time. It's the way we move into the future is through him.
Yeah.
You know, he has the genetics of my mother, my father. Like it's crazy to think about it that way.
Yeah.
So that makes me all emotional.
Well, my brother has a kid, so that's our way forward. I don't have any ways forward.
No, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. But that's why we have to share what we have with all these other people out there.
Exactly. Kind of on that same, the cutest thing happened last night. This kid, Justice Gage, his Twitter is at Beyond the Poster. We started being internet buddies. We like follow each other on Instagram and Twitter, but like he was doing like, you know how some of those poster designers for like do their own like alt movie posters, and then all of a sudden they get a dream job and they get to design movies for like, you know, movie posters for real. So any fucking way. So he was doing his own alt posters for a while. Then all of a sudden I see him posting that he works for Netflix and he does all this other shit. So yesterday he posted a double-sided poster, like legit official poster that he did for Alien Romulus. And the poster was so sick. And I'm like, hell yeah. I was excited for him. So I retweeted it and I was like, you know, creative, kind people make the world go round. So in that, like right before that too, I had made a comment. Scott Derrickson on Twitter, he directed and wrote Sinister, Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Black Phone. He's like a big deal. And he's so cool on Twitter anyway. So I was talking to him on there. So then he obviously like went to my recent tweets, saw that tweet that I retweeted of Justice's poster, saw some other shit I posted, liked all my tweets, and then followed me, which is crazy. So anyway, the cute part about like being kind and sharing your friends' fucking projects, which is so important.
It's important.
Was that, so just for me sharing it, Scott Derrickson liked my quote tweet of his posters, and then I got to screenshot it and DM him and be like, look who liked your fucking poster. And he wrote back and he's like, oh my God, that's incredible. I love his work. That's such an honor. So like just from like a tiny fucking thing, because I was proud of this kid I know online, and like then he gets that boost from it, you know, knowing that like a big movie director saw his shit. I'm like, it's stuff like that. Like y'all don't know what you can do just from being kind or just from like putting people over. Like if you see your friends doing cool shit, fucking talk about it. Like, of all the bad stuff in the world that we have to read about every day, you can take a moment to be like, oh, let me put something really cool and positive in everybody I know's feed so they can check this out. Like, God, you never know.
You never know.
In reaction, kindness. Start it. Do it. I'm sweaty.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. It's like chilly out. I don't know why I'm sweaty. It's because I ate too much pizza. I have pizza sweats. So lastly, the other thing that I want to talk about that we can actually talk about now, we haven't posted about it yet because I've been busier than shit, but we did post about it in the Patreon. So you guys, we are doing this super special, cute, cozy event with Mr. Adam Berry. AdamBerryMerch.com.
Bow.
Woo! So anyway, so you guys know, see, I already told the story out of order. Anyway, back in the day, we had a podcast episode and a Patreon video where we went to a place called Felt Mansion in Western Michigan, and we walked around Saugatuck and got drunk and made a video of it. So Felt Mansion is haunted, and it's where the melon heads are that we talk about. And we said we were in the woods and we yelled to the melons, and now we're obsessed with the melons forever. Anyway, we're doing an event there in October with Adam Berry, and there's 3 nights of investigations, and Adam Berry talks, and the VIP ticket, you get a copy of his book and all this cute stuff. We're all gonna hang out all weekend. It's gonna be really cute. I think one of the days too, we're gonna do a Patreon hangout, Patreon only hangout. So anyway, the ticket link is in our Patreon right now, and then I'll be posting about it on our regular socials in the next couple of days, so probably by the time this airs. But also, I think you can go to feltmansion.com or like the Felt Mansion's official website, and it's on there if you want to find the link. But VIP tickets are going really fast. Get them while they're hot. I'm so freaking excited to go back to that place because it was so gorgeous and the whole area is so cute and spooky.
Should I make shirts for that?
I don't know. You said you were already thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. I just wanted to get a confirmation from you. Should I make like some kind of melons shirt?
I do want a Michigan Melonheads shirt. Yeah.
All right, I'll start working on it.
Yeah. Now that we actually have a printer. Oh, that's the other thing. We made Woopot shirts and totes too, you guys. I've only showed them in the Patreon so far. We will be bringing them to Michigan Paracon. So we have tote bags and shirts, and they're really freaking cute.
And then after Michigan Paracon, they'll be available online.
Yeah, after that, they'll be online. We just literally don't have time to do anything this month because we have too many things to do.
Did my voice just get real deep for some reason?
Boy, I sure don't know.
I just feel like it got deeper, like I dropped a register or something.
It's okay, though. You're just trying to be super serious about shirt sales. Well, I think that's all I got that I can think of right now. I'm going to watch Maxine, I think, after this.
Ooh.
I know it finally hit VOD. I haven't seen it yet. I feel like there's one more thing out that I wanted to watch still. Oh, I still got to watch Bad Boys.
Jesus Christ.
And I still got to watch all the new episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. I didn't watch any of them yet.
All right, well, you do that.
What are you going to watch?
I don't know. I might just be in a carb coma, I think.
I know, I'm going to die. I really feel not good right now. I got to lay down.
I think that's why my voice dropped levels. I think the biscuits finally hit.
Biscuits hit your voice box. The name of the episode, Biscuits in the Voice Box.
Biscuit drop.
Biscuit drop. Ew, that sounds like pooping.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, there was a guy in my neighborhood who I just met today. He was walking his dog, which is a pug, and the pug was rolling around on my front lawn, and the guy said, "You cut a bunch of your bushes down." And I said, "Yeah, they were just getting out of control." And he goes, "Thor liked to pee on them."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Thor?" And he's like, "Yeah, he doesn't look like a Thor, but he's a Thor."
Perfect.
And now he's got no place to pee. And I was like, "Oh, he can pee on that tree over there." And he's like, "Yeah, he used to like the bushes."
Well, dang. Sorry, man. Plant some bushes at your house.
Sorry, Thor.
That's funny. I get it, though. So every dog has their favorite spots on walks. I get it.
And then the guy says to me, he goes, "When did you move in here?" I go, 13 years ago. And he goes, "Oh, interesting. I've been here since 77.
Dang.
And that's the first time we've talked. Good neighborhood.
He looks in your windows for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, that's all I got. I just wanted to tell you about my dog interaction.
I liked it. Yeah, everybody was, Toad was such a good boy at BooFest, and he sat right by my feet when I did my talk, and he was very funny at the merch table. He looked like he was selling my merch, which he was, and it was really hot there, and two of our wonderful pates went and got him a little mini fan to blast in his face, so he was happy.
Perf.
There's my dog update.
All right, dog update done. Biscuits eaten. That's it.
That's it.
All right, buddy. I will talk to you later.
All right, I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad you're back.
Have to hang out soon.
Okay.
Don't sound so excited.
It's the biscuits.
I know.
All right.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Oh my God, bye.
Okay, bye.